Well, so now let us specifically consider that piano maker series gives us a very general form and properties of transition matrix, but quite often what we see that the time variation of the system is so like small, and it can be neglected without any serious error in calculation, but in return it offers a huge advantage in terms of reduction of complexity of calculation and other things. So that is why we quite often find the discussion on linear time invariant system, although they do not exist in reality, but we find them very it occupies a center like it occupies a huge amount of research interest. There are many people who contributed just because for a huge number of systems we can have that can be approximated by a linear time invariant state model, and whatever is variation from that system, like you can do what one thing you can do, you can consider the nominal model to be an LTI, then you design everything for based on that LTI approximation, and whatever like deviation from that nominal model takes place, you club all them as like uncertainty, and many terms are there we will discuss later, lump uncertainty distributed. So we can consider them, and if we are fortunate enough then we can have a kind of match uncertainty. So with all this we can cancel out their effect on our resultant system, and for this kind of approximation, this allows us to design a control law without much hassle. So that is why, like today, I asked you a very specific question about electrical and mechanical system. What is electrical analog, sorry, mechanical analog of reactive power, whether they at all exist or not. Similarly, a case specific realization later on you may find helpful, where you don't need to like simplify it. Rather, if we study it here explicitly, the time invariant case, obviously whatever is applicable to time invariant means time varying system, the same properties remain valid for time invariant system. In addition, we may see a few additional uh, properties are getting applicable or verified, can be verified during LTI case. Anyway, without wasting time, let us start. Here we will consider the time invariant case. The time invariant case, here we can write it like this way. And as the system is time invariant, so there is no harm without any loss of generality. We can consider that tau is equal to 0. That leads us to e to the power at, right? Now, let us discuss the properties of matrix. This one, that if our transition matrix is like this, then if we have a system with solution like m dot t is equal to amt, where m is also an Rn cross n and m naught is an identity matrix of order n cross n, it has got the unique solution, that is mt is equal to e to the power at. This is property 1, very important property, right? Using the concept of uniqueness of differential equation, you can solve it, right? Uh, then we will go to property number 2. What is that? The here also this Vt is just that reverse one, like if we had this, then it has got the unique solution. You can say that it's a kind of reverse state transition matrix. So it will just send you back from where you started. Okay, for my sake of the representation and means for to just reduce the time consumption in lecture, I just write it all this here. That should not make any of our understanding difficult. Now there is a property 3. What is third property? That is they are together result this one. What about the fourth? Fourth is determinant of, see, I have already discussed this in my previous lecture. We have proved it. In the previous lecture, what it was there? It was proved for a general system. Now, what is property 3? Property 3 is just showing you the invariance of that one. Like from one time, if you start, it is like if you just increase the time, then what will happen? That was also discussed in my previous lecture. If you see, even I used a graph to tell you. It is like telling you this can be read like 5 t1 comma t2 is equal to the same thing. We can write it here in this form, because it is a case of linear time invariant system, so that is applicable here. Now we have already proved this with many but now this one is very interesting, that the matrix e to the power 8 is always invertible irrespective of a. Even if you have an a like singular a like this, can we have this A? Obviously we can have this A. Is this A invertible? No. But for this, can we have e to the power 80? Yes. Would it become invertible? Yes. That's the case. Now, for property 6, it is like just that what I said. It's very interesting that for LTI system, you can do this and that would result this one. That was also we have proved, but see what it's trying to tell us when we discuss in the last video, when we discuss state change, we were trying to point in this direction only. But let us further try to understand what it is saying, that P is an invertible matrix that is belongs to R n cross n, and then you are defining this way. So what is the essence of saying this? Like for a system, say this P inverse AP is in diagonal form, so you will have your EAT that would also be like in this form. So what is the entries of diagonal matrix? Generally the eigenvalues are, if you have all discrete eigenvalues, then it will be not discrete, rather distinct eigenvalues. Then you will have that it is like all the entries are 0, only diagonal entries are like this. So what it tries to tell you, that whether you do this or if you have your E transpose AT calculated, you can do this, they will yield the same result. Obviously here your EAT originally, if you calculate this one, this guy is not in diagonal form, but once you apply this matrix transformation, this similarity transformation, you will get a matrix that is having diagonal entry of the form that I just showed you here. right? Now there is another property that this one is very interesting. Just let me check whether it's recording. Yeah, it's recording. It's e to the power at, e to the power ft. So what we are having here, we can write it like e to the power a plus ft. So try to understand that what is the difference between that one and the current one. Like previously, it was means what I'm trying to say. Try to realize the difference between this and this one, right? In this case, it was just you are taking additional time and trying to figure out that like if you take a longer time or wait for a longer time where your state variable would be, but here it is completely different. What is happening here? Any idea? Any guess? I would like to know about the physical interpretation of this equation. This is mathematics, we can prove, but I would like to know the physical interpretation of this one from you. Obviously, I cannot force you because even when it was offline, then I had a very minimum, like minimum ability or minimum control to ask you about the answer, and now you people are online enjoying the highest, almost the highest degree of freedom. So no one can compel you to answer. Anyway, so what is the here that this we can write only when if means if and only if f is equal to fa. So what we are doing, we are trying to prove it by assuming the given statement is correct. So we do it EA is equal to FA. Then from this we try to prove this one. Then at t is equal to 0, obviously they will become 0. Now since f commutes with like with positive powers of a, what we can do is that very simple manipulation, like we can take d dt. Now if you apply that normal rule of differentiation, you will get this, and indeed this is something that is satisfying the property of your state transition matrix, because we know whenever we take ddt of state transition matrix, even in case of time varying system, it was used to produce this kind of result. So obviously if you consider that your state transition matrix is itself e to the power a plus ft, then taking d dt is giving you a form that like comply with the required form of state transition matrix. Now you can go one step further, right? One step further you can go is that you can take another differentiation of this guy. Like what I am trying to say, you can take and you will find the answer will become something like so basically it corroborates that property, like the more you differentiate, more you will get entries of uh, this kind. And obviously here for uniqueness you must get this f is equal to fa, because the differential equation is must have the unique solution. Now let us consider the perhaps this is the last property, that is property 8, and very interesting. We are claiming there exist analytic scalar functions alpha naught t alpha n minus 1, so that we can express EAT in this way. So what we can do is that using the first property, what was the first property? M dot t is equal to your that was our first property. So with that first property, if you cannot get my point, here is the first property, right? This one. So using the first property, then what we can do, like this characterizing this matrix exponential, like we can establish this by showing that there exists scalar analytic function, that alpha function alpha naught to alpha n minus 1, such that this holds good. If this holds good, like then from this we can prove. So how can we proceed? We can exploit the Cayley-Hamilton theorem. What does that Cayley-Hamilton theorem states? Like if is n o not a1 an all are your characteristics entries of your characteristics polynomial. What is your characteristics polynomial? If you take this, whatever you will get is that, or you will get something like, say, in I think you are most comfortable with S. This is your characteristics polynomial. If you find out the roots of this is what? Roots of this is now what Cayley-Hamilton theorem says, that a matrix, it satisfies its own characteristics equation. So basically, if you replace this, then you should get the matrix, right? Sorry, alpha n I should be 0. So that one, actually here they have just used the different sequence, so they used it like a n minus 1 and a naught here. So basically, if you do side transposition, you will get this. I am showing all this because I do not know whether you are like you are aware of Cayley-Hamilton manipulation or not. So with this, what we can get is like this gentleman produces this, like n minus 2, k is equal to 0 to n minus 2, ak plus 1, right, minus the last term with ak. So we are exploiting this to get this one. Then it gives us this result. Now if you observe carefully, that is why I just keep it here, that if you observe carefully, then you will see that this can be solved by considering the coefficient equation for each individual power of our A matrix, right? So equating coefficients of the like power, like whatever we are having here and there, for this time invariant state equation, we will get something that is very, very interesting. We will get all are function of t, like 1 0 0, right? So this is all about the property. Like I just share the property with you, so uh, you can try to prove all the properties. What I have means for a few property I have not shown you the proof in an explicit manner, but you can try it by your own to find out the properties. Means try to verify the property by yourself. Now, like here, we can also means reach the same conclusion if you use our Laplace transformation. But remember one thing, that while dealing with Laplace transformation, we just need to deal with the transforming function that are proper, right? What is proper? That degree of numerator is less than is equal to degree of denominator. If it is strictly less, then it is strictly proper. If it is less than or equal to, then it's just proper. Now let us consider the matrix differential equation x dot t is equal to axt, sorry, m dot t is equal to. Now let us take Laplace of both sides, then it will give what? Okay, here it is I, so it is SI. Now this will be what? This will be AMS. So basically what you will have here, you will have your sorry, it should be only m naught, so it will result as I here. So we will get ms is equal to si minus a inverse. Now what we know that Laplace transform is unique, like the properties of uniqueness of Laplace transform and uniqueness of solution of matrix differential equation. These together, if we consider them together, then what we will get that Laplace transform of e to the power at is si minus a inverse, right? Now this si minus a inverse is a very important term, strictly proper rational function of s, where s is your Laplace variable. So what you can write that now that this determinant is I minus a, specifically what it will give you? It will give you an nth degree polynomial in S, and each entry of your adjoint Si minus a. How you compute adjoint? Adjoint can be computed like you have that your say what just adjoint means all the minors should be multiplied with their corresponding cofactors, and if you consider the minors, then the order of the cofactor will become n minus 1. For an n cross n matrix, if you consider one minor, then its corresponding cofactor order will become n minus 1. So that n minus 1 cofactor, if n cross n matrix produces you a polynomial of order n, then obviously means like a cofactor of order n minus 1 will produce a polynomial of order n minus 1. So what we can write that determinant of Si minus a is equal to where the sigma terms are indicating the order of multiplicity of that pole. We know the eigenvalue of this A are actually the poles, right? Eigenvalue of this matrix are actually the pole. You please refer to last semester what Professor Noskot taught you. Then you will see that when he did consider conversion from state model to transfer function, this gives us the transfer function denominator term, and obviously the transfer function denominator comprises that or gives us the idea of the pole location, right? So now the partial fraction expansion of each entry in your SI minus A inverse will give you what? Will give you correct. So if that is the case, then this WKJ is an n cross n matrix of partial fraction expansion coefficient, right? Let me write otherwise. Now this WKJ we can write further that I often make mistakes so while writing equations, so that is why I like to write it beforehand. Anyway, so if you take the inverse Laplace, then you will get this will yield you. So this is that final result. Now we'll go to another class of system, that is periodic. So what is happening in case of periodic system? As we know, for periodic system, the system A matrix is a periodic one with capital T represents the smallest period, right? Like suppose you have some entry like say 0, 1 sine t 0. So here it is clear that this A is having a periodicity of 2 pi. After every 2 pi it repeats itself. right? So that is what is the thing. And this obviously you have to select the smallest value of t, like instead of 2 pi you should not select 4 pi or 6 pi, although the result remains same, but you should select 2 pi only. That is the smallest number. And it is a special class of system, and here we will use a special decomposition technique, not very explicitly, but in doing the further analysis we will see it's present. It's Foucault decomposition theory, that how we'll do it's, I will discuss that. The first property regarding periodic system will be phi t comma tau, this much. So we have to prove that this is actually, if a transition matrix for a t periodic, this type of system where A repeats itself for capital T after every capital T, it's known as t periodic system. So this matrix will be 2 pi periodic system. So this one is like your R is here, the matrix R, this is our state transition matrix for periodic system. This capital R may be a real matrix or maybe a complex. Generally it is a complex one we get, and Pt is continuously differentiable. T periodic n cross n matrix function that is invertible at each t, right? Means Pt that is also periodic. Now this sign we use to refer to means this triangle over a equal to sign is referred as the defined as sign. So ERT, we have not yet discussed what is R. P is okay. P, what is the property of P? P is your continuous continuously differentiable one. Another from here is its t periodic, means P also repeat itself after every t. Then it comes the it's invertible for all t, right? These are the property of P. However, R is not known to us, so we define R. I repeat that this is our, we should read this symbol as defined as phi RT comma 0. Now actually this will help us, like give us a natural flavor of, or means indication towards natural logarithm. When we will calculate it, it will means simplify the design, or sorry, not design, that rather the calculation. Anyway, and also we defined Pt in this way. So it's very clear the first two stage is means for our definition of the two matrix P and R. What we want to show that the state transition matrix for a t periodic system can be written in this way. For means we can have some other definition of means these two, but one thing we must not forget that the way we have defined R is kind of R is like time invariant, but P is periodic, right? Now here what we are getting that Pt is equal to our like means Pt is continuously differentiable and invertible at each t, and we can easily show that this like from this one we can get this result, which further implies that phi 0 comma t is equal to phi inverse t comma 0. It's very easy to verify, like you can have that means order of appearance. If you just interchange the order of appearance, you will get it, right? Like you can multiply both sides with phi inverse t naught, and then you can get the result. If you are still not clear, please ask me in class. I will show you how to get this result. It is no way a big deal. Very simple thing, just you need to post multiply these two sides with e to the power rt. Then you just need to invert, obtain the inverse of this, that will lead you p inverse t e to the power minus rt. So that will give you the result that phi inverse t comma 0 is e to the power minus rt p inverse t. Correct? Now here see what we are getting here, that is very interesting, that phi t comma tau, we can use the property of state transition matrix that t comma tau can be written like t comma 0 is equal to 0 comma tau is equal to pt. From our definition we can write that pt e r t minus tau p inverse tau, right? Means this step contribute to this one, like phi inverse phi 0 comma tau is written in this way. So phi 0 comma tau is phi t. So from that what we are getting that pt plus capital T is equal to, just replacing t by capital T, we are getting this expression. Now see that we are getting our like this gentleman will give us I means the identity matrix. Now see that saying that what we can have is like p t plus t is equal to your phi t plus t e to the power minus rt. If you ask me to show a few intermediate state, that can also we can show you, but that is not required. I think if you try to do it by yourself, you will be able to figure it out. Now what we are doing, this stage is very important, that actually what we need to prove for every state transition matrix, what we have observed, that if we obtain its differentiation, then it gives us the system matrix A T times the original one. It returns it. We have discussed it means at the very beginning, whether it's what type of system. If it is a state transition matrix, it is obliged to comply with a few general requirements that cannot be means overlooked or unseen. So that requirement we are trying to see that whether this definition of our state transition matrix is going to satisfy this. So if we somehow can show you that after obtaining the differentiation we are getting this, yes, this is very important, that we got what we were expecting from this definition, this conclude the proof. Like once you means deal with this, then you get the result. And if you are doubtful, then one thing you must not forget that this is like now question may be raised regarding that your what to say, like your kind of uniqueness. But we know that the way we have defined it is obliged to unique, and this one is our unique solution of this differential equation, right? Means what is the differential equation? These two are the differential equation, and this is unique, right? Now if you are means still have some doubt, let me just give you a small hints. For that I just need to check old video and time. Let me just mention. So here, that try to understand one thing, that like means I request you to visit lecture 9. I hope this will shed some light on these particular things. Like otherwise, it will give you an appearance that means give you an impression that like I have something very readily in my mind, or I have means it is like more or less predefined or determined one rather than a proof. Where we have select R and P, it may appear to you, and you may also become curious that whether this holds good for the other kind of means what could be the other possible type of definition for P and R, and whether means this proof is generalized or not. So for getting that answer, you should visit lecture 9, 18.55, right? Now see that, oh God. Here another observation, an important observation I would like to highlight for you is that I have written it because otherwise it will take more time for me to write it on this board, that if R is known and PT is known for a semi-closed interval. Why semi-closed? Because like here you can see that if I include it, then means T naught plus T, P T naught plus T is again P T naught, right? This is a periodic system. PT is a periodic matrix. It repeats itself after capital T. So you should not define it in a closed interval like you used to do in the previous case, because that is the beauty of the periodic system. It repeats it after exactly that time. Then your phi t comma t naught can be computed for arbitrary values of t. That was our observation. And the growth properties of this phi t comma t naught, we can this can provide us the solution of our original system. Like this can provide us the solution of our original system. Right. Now let us try to prove that, or means whether this claim is correct or not. Here we will write to means exploit the repeated composition kind of things, means composition of the function like x t plus kt. If we take a time, then we write it phi t plus kt t naught x naught. Then again we are breaking it in several terms, right? Now what we are having here is that very interesting, that every these terms are replaced by its definition of that. Once again, this was, what was the original definition? This was the definition of our your phi. So we are trying to just put this phi here. So phi is replaced by this one, then this, and doing so, what we are getting, that is very interesting, we are getting pt plus kt. This now, if you can recall, you will see that this pt plus kt, perhaps I have written it somewhere, just let me check. Yeah, it's, I have forgot to write it. Like pt plus kt is what? Pt plus kt, since it is a p is your t periodic, it is pt, right? So that is what we are getting. Now see the interesting things, that is very important observation for our case. Like all eigenvalues of ERT must be magnitude of all eigenvalue of this like must less than unity. Then ERT to the power k will tends to 0. For a ease of understanding, you can think that ERT already in diagonal form, and these diagonal terms are like, all are like, say I'm writing ERT, it's like now if you obtain k and try to obtain the kth power of this and make it k tends to infinity, what would happen? We know that when we take any numbers higher order power, like that is less than 1, this goes to 0, this shrinks to 0, right? So here it is very interesting that like for any t, our x t plus kt tends to 0 as k tends to infinity. So what we can say, that xt tends to 0 as t tends to infinity for any arbitrary x naught. For any arbitrary x naught, our xt tends to 0. Similarly, when anyone is having, so I'm gradually moving towards the concept of asymptotic stability, and when anyone is having like magnitude of any eigenvalue is greater than 1, then it will go out of bound. Now that, just a minute. Now suppose again consider a t periodic system and solution of that is the system is described by this, your system matrix A is T periodic, and if only, now we are claiming that it is if and only if at least one eigenvalue of ERT is unity. Like until unless one of them are unity, we cannot have a periodic one. Now again here we are assuming that at least one ERT is unity. Let lambda 0 be a eigenvector that is corresponding to that particular eigen value. So this eigenvector, as we know that every eigenvalue has a corresponding eigenvector, this one is correspond to that unity eigen value. Eigen value magnitude is unity, right? So lambda RT, what we are getting, now we will try to verify. Then what we can claim that anyone, like anything, that lambda t is equal to RT minus T naught lambda 0 is that, like, means for any real and non-zero lambda 0, we can easily verify that for any arbitrary t we have this kind of equation, and this one is also t periodic. Now we would like to invoke the Foucault decomposition, and that will lead us to a situation like xt is equal to this, we know. Then further, then what we can write is that by definition this will give us our like these total things will give us pt lambda t, right? We are here letting use a different color. Right. So basically once you consider this, then clearly this will lead you to lambda naught, and then the whole thing will boil down to pt lambda t. Are you getting my point? Like these two, the last two term will give you lambda naught, and then together with them they will give you this pt lambda t, because once we get lambda naught, even if you are not getting, once we get lambda naught here, then what we will have? We will have lambda naught, then by definition using these two, this gives us lambda t. So xt is equal to this, we are getting now pt lambda t. Now the solution is clearly t periodic, since both pt and lambda t, they are t periodic. Now suppose that given any of our t naught non-zero initial state x naught is such that the corresponding solution xt is t periodic, then what we can write? We can write this, and further what we will have? We will get this much, since these steps are like I just copy it and paste it here because for my ease of representation and to save my time. Now, since this is holds good for all t, this representation like ERT will give us this. Now, what I am trying to tell you that this is all, everything is correct. So, this is simple mathematics, you can do it. So basically, what we are saying that is not is equal to 0 is an like this means if this is not is equal to 0, then it implies an eigenvector correspond to a unity value we are having. Now, if you think that all this explanation and things are becoming too complicated